lag. Hold on. All right, we're live now.
Good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you're coming from. Welcome to Conversations with the Sister, aka the Forum. And today we will be talking about Strong Her, our bodies, our power, and embodied wellness for Black women. So I am Tresta. Radical Transformation with T is my business, and I am the founder of this beautiful event that we're having. So right now I'm also the host, and we have a co-host. Has she arrived? If if not, we could go ahead and start with you, Tiffany. Every,
All right. Hello, hello, everyone. My name is Coach Tiffany Parra. I am your healthy lifestyle creator and editor in chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, Tressa.
you're welcome, Miss Cave.
Hey, I'm Kay. I go by Coach K. I'm a birth worker and a life coach.
All right, and let's see. Do we have Miss Enid? You want to introduce yourself and just tell us who you are briefly? So,
Hello, I'm Enid Carter Cutchins. LMT, which stands for Licensed Massage Therapist. I'm the owner because her hair. I am a body worker. I do vibrational work with tuning forks, and I'm also a reflexology instructor, and as well as a massage instructor.
all right. And our co-host, when she gets on, I'll let her introduce herself. Um, all right, let's get started. So, welcome, ladies. Who wants to start talking about a little bit about what they do? Because one of the things that we want to talk about today is Black women in their health and non-traditional um, modalities, things that maybe people don't often think about, or the doctors don't necessarily talk about, but they definitely benefit the women, particularly Black women. And we love, our other sisters too, but oftentimes the what Black women need, they don't often get. So, hold on. I think the co-host is about to come on. Did I just? Hey, Rachel,
Hi.
can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Rachel Rusager. And sorry about this technical difficulty.
No,
Um,
you good.
I am excited about being here today. And I've read like about each person that is going to present. I'm so excited because it seems as though we don't ever come together. Not that we don't, the groups that I have been in and people look like me have not come as a collective to tell us about health overall to help us continue to stay healthy when we can eliminate some of the pharmaceutical part of our lives.
Oh,
Mhm.
well said. Okay, I love it. So, with that, Tiffany, let's just start with you a little bit. You're a mindful coach. Tell them what you little bit what you do, and start when she started talking about getting rid of medication and all that stuff. So, this may be a good place to start with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will say that in my own journey, I was able to release uh, almost 120 pounds with
Mhm.
no medications. They wanted to put me on medication because I was diabetic at that time, but I said no, we're not going to do that. There are other ways. So I dug in and I did my research. I found teas, I found different herbs, different. I mean, people thought I was crazy because I didn't want to get on the medications and things. But in 3 years,
Mhm.
I released 118.7 pounds. I released all, and I say release because look, we lose our keys, ladies. We lose, other things that we be trying to find frantically. I was not trying to find any of the weight that I released. I released the toxic relationship I was in. After I started getting healthy and really caring about myself, then it was, oh, wait a second. He didn't like that. So he left. Then I was able to release the toxic work environment that I was in, not even realizing that I was in a toxic work environment, because guess what? Those dollars were really speaking to me, and I wasn't caring about what was going on with me internally. I wasn't seeing that weight stack up. I wasn't seeing the fact that I wasn't even getting up to use the restroom some days, and I would sit at that desk for 10 to 12 hours. What does that do to your body, right? So
Mm-hmm.
today I want to share something that was shared with me. It's called EFT tapping. And EFT tapping combines just gentle tapping on specific meridian points that we have in our body. And we speak verbal affirmations. Now, we've all heard about affirmations and how those can help to, really change us on that subconscious level. Well, it really does work. And with EFT tapping, you're really able to get it into the body and help you to clear any of those emotional blockages that are in there that maybe you don't even know about. I didn't know why I kept getting into toxic relationships. I didn't know why I kept eating the things that I was eating and going to the things that I was eating. I didn't realize that. Now that stuff makes me sick because of all the work that I've done with myself. So I'm very excited to share EFT tapping. So I'm going to just go through the tapping points with you, and I want you to do this with me together. So if you can, just sit down with your back to your chair, put your feet on the floor, and just get comfortable. Just feel your body. The first tapping point is going to be on your head. I like to use either my two fingers, or sometimes I'll just do my whole entire hand on this part here. So the top of the head is called the 100 meeting points. This is our inner critic. This is our lack of focus, that durable wheel thinking that we have all the time, right, ladies? I know you hear me. We are thinking about so many things. We're thinking about the work. We're thinking about the spouse. We're thinking about the kids. We're thinking about the dog, the cat, whatever it is, right? This right here, if you tap here, it's going to allow you to tap into some insight. And it's also going to allow you to have that spiritual connection, so you can just find that calm, that focus, and that wisdom. The next one, go ahead and go to your twos. We're going to go here to the eyebrow. This releases trauma and hurt. It releases sadness, relentlessness, impatience. We tend to get very, if I'm in this LA traffic and I am getting very impatient with people, I start to tap, I feel myself calm. It allows you to have inner peace and emotional healing. The next one, I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off here. The next one is going to be the side of the eye, right here. So the side of the eye is your gallbladder meridian. It releases rage, anger, any resentment that you might be having, fear of change. Look, we're in a changing world right now, ladies. So we all need to be tapping here because change is inevitable. So you tap here, and it helps that mud thinking. It allows you to have clarity and compassion. We need to have compassion for ourselves, especially. We don't have compassion for ourselves, especially as Black women. We don't have compassion for ourselves, not enough. So tap here and just find that love for yourself. Okay. Now we're going to go under the eye. Under the eye releases anxiety, releases worry, emptiness, nervousness, and any type of disappointment you might be feeling. Maybe you didn't hit that mark that you wanted to hit, that goal, but guess what? You were probably a lot closer than you were before because you tried. So we just tap here. This allows you to have a little contentment, calmness, feeling of being safe, because we are safe. We're safe with ourselves. Now we're going to go to one. We're going to go under the eye. This is the governing meridian. This releases embarrassment. It releases shame, guilt, any type of grief that you might be feeling. Fear of ridicule allows you to have self empowerment. self-acceptance, compassion once again. Chin. Chin is your central meridian. Releases confusion, uncertainty, embarrassment, and shame. Any type of second guessing of decisions. Tap here. You'll get clear. You get that certainty that you need. You get that self-confidence to go forward and say yes. You'll get that self-acceptance that you deserve it. Now we're going to go to our collarbone. I love the collarbone. This is a strong one. This is your kidney meridian, the adrenals. Releases any type of psychological reversal. Anything that you've been told that's it doesn't, anything that someone's told you that's self-limiting belief, tap here. It isn't so. It isn't so. Get rid of that worry, that indecisiveness, feeling of being stuck, general stress. Sometimes you just gotta just tap here just to let the shoulders release, let them just go down. Feel that nice ease. Now we're gonna go under the arm. Under the arm here releases guilt, obsessing, worry, and hopelessness. I like to do double here. Sometimes I hug myself because I love to just love on myself. This gets rid of insecurity and poor self-esteem. Helps to have confidence, relaxation, compassion, again, for yourself and others. Now we're going to go ahead and I just want to go through a couple of affirmations with you, if you don't mind. And what I like to do when I do these affirmations, let me pull this up here. I enjoy tapping into your inner child. So I'm gonna say the affirmation, and then I'm gonna have you say the affirmation. And once you say the affirmation, you're gonna throw your hands up and go, woo! Okay, not fun. Not fun. All right. So we're gonna start here on the eyebrow. I bless who I am and how I feel right now. Woohoo! I can't hear anybody. Are you guys singing it? Are you guys singing it? You guys can come off mute. If you guys can, you guys come off mute. I think it's on mute. Go ahead and come off
Yeah,
mute.
you know what?
Okay.
I said it, but I just think that it might be a lot if all of us are saying it. So yeah, I
I'm
kept
saying
myself
it
quiet.
too.
That's
My little's
actually
asleep. I'm saying it too, just quietly.
and that's the brilliance of it. The brilliance is actually hearing other people with the woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. So, you guys can, or if you can stay off mute, that would be great. So we're just gonna go to the side of the eye. I bless my family and how they love me. I bless my family and how they love me. Woohoo! Under the eye, I bless my incredibly and strong and healthy body. I bless my incredibly strong and healthy body. Woohoo! Under the nose, I bless all my friends and wish them love and prosperity. I bless all my friends and wish them love and prosperity. Woohoo! Chin. I bless all the abundance I already have in my life. I bless all the abundance I already have in my life. Woohoo! Collarbone. Bless my home and how I live. Bless my home and how I live. Woohoo! Under the arm, I'm going to hug myself. Bless my excellent job, my coworkers, and boss. Even if you're your own boss, bless my excellent job, my coworkers, and boss. Woohoo! And we're going to end off with the top of the head. Bless my mind and how many wonderful ideas it generates. Bless my mind and how many wonderful ideas it generates. Woohoo! That is the last one there, ladies. Thank you so much. I definitely hope that you feel elevated through that exercise. exercise. Again, EFT helps you to really just tap into that subconscious, helps you to uplift yourself. And really, when you're feeling down, I use this for weight loss. Again, when I lost all that weight, a lot of people ask me, how did you release almost 120 pounds? Through tapping, through positive affirmations, through various teas, herbs, different things. You can definitely reach out to me outside of here, and I will share all the various things that I've done, and also would love to share some other mindfulness tips that'll help you to be able to step away from that food, because I teach you how to how food, you can eat whatever you want, but it's about how it makes you feel. That's the thing. And when you know how it makes you feel, because your body's going to tell you exactly what it wants, and it does not want the nastiness. It always wants the good stuff. So listen to your body, and you'll give yourself things that are very, very nutritious and good for you. So thank you so much for, again, just joining me today and playing this EFT game with me. And if you had any information, I know Tressa's going to give us some time to give you that information after. So thank you so much, Tressa.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm gonna tell you something. It really did help me because for some reason, the last couple of times I've been using StreamYard, I've not had any problems. And all of a sudden, my face won't pop up. So that's why y'all keep seeing all these different things popping up. I'm trying to figure out how I can get my face so that I can more interact with you all one on one. So to you all and to my audience, it's not, it's not intentional. I just it just I don't know, today it won't. And so doing the tapping, literally listening to you, was very, very helpful for me not to get so dang on stressed out that sometimes you can just kind of like feel like, oh my god, and you can start telling yourself all these stories and just be not being present in the moment. So I just was able to just like, this is not, it's not changing, so let me just get back and start doing all the things that you were doing. And really it did relax me enough so I can really say it kept me present to what was going on, and it kept me from being in my head and giving myself a story about how things ain't working and this is not blah blah blah, all that stuff. So thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, you can always put them in the chat, or Tasha will be looking. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, type anything in and Tasha will make sure that we get the questions. And if anybody here has a question for your sister that just talked, or if something comes up later and you want to ask, make sure you do. We're
Well,
in this together.
I
Go
have a
ahead.
quick question. Hi, Tiffany. How did you come about with the last portion where you go, woo? Because it just reminds me of just inner child play. And I was like, wow, it gets you out of your head too.
It really does.
Good.
That I will have to say that that addition was from another mentor of mine. I was doing laugh therapy, because they do laugh
Oh,
yoga and things like that. And I was mentoring some kids out here in Pomona, California, and we would do the laugh therapy. And I would just tell them, just sit down and just laugh, make yourself laugh. And after a while, they would start laughing, and they'd laugh at each other, and even if they were mad at each other, they were now friends, at the end of it and everything. So she had said, this is another way to just tap into your inner child, especially when you're by yourself. I have been in the house and had my husband in one room, my son in another room, and I hear them giggling and laughing because they hear me tapping and doing the woohoos. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you.
thank you. I
Okay,
definitely
Miss.
will implement that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn about tapping. Everything begins with us. Well, for me, everything is I'm learning begins with me first. So I want to learn how to do it because I want to know that when I'm talking about it, it really makes me feel good. And so I can, it's different to say theoretically it makes you feel good, but when you actually doing it, it makes you feel good. Miss Rachel, do you have anything you wanna add?
Um, I have done EFT tapping, but I'm so happy that she showed how to add affirmations. And maybe that was the part that was missing for me that I didn't continue. And I have done laughter therapy because there was a time in my life I was not laughing at all. And it really did. Um, bring something back that I needed.
Oh,
Um, and I wanted to tell her, thank you so much for bringing that up about money. Sometimes we put ourselves way down the list because of money. And the other thing was sometimes when we're thinking, when you did the tapping on, and I didn't think about this before, on the chin, it's amazing that when we sometimes thinking in deep thought, we put our chins on our hands. So it's
oh.
almost natural.
And to learn that it's sensuality. And of course, heard some of the other things, but no matter what was going on, I heard that part is sensual. I was like, okay, I heard that part. There's a question. It says, is it the nose or above the lip for EFT?
Oh, it's above. It's right under the nose, so it's under the nose, between the nose and the upper lip. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Miss Enid, we're gonna start with you next because I wasn't sure if you said you had to maybe leave a little bit early. So, you want to go ahead and talk to us a little bit about what you do?
So I am a. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good. Want to make sure. I am a body worker by trade. Although I'm a licensed massage therapist, there's a lot of integral parts of being a body worker. Um, there are many divisions. I'm sorry, there's a lot of feedback in my line.
That's, we can't hear
Um,
it.
there's a lot of divisions of body work. You can do vibrational, you can do energetic, you can do manual manipulation. And so I do and which is what massage is. It's a manual manipulation. But there are several categories of manual manipulation though. There's craniosacral, which is soft touch. There's visceral manipulation, which is soft touch. Um, you can also do Reiki, which is usually done off the body, or very soft touch, which is energetic. Um, Massage itself and most manual manipulations are usually crossing over into energetic work anyway. The vibrational work that I do, working with tuning forks, is and singing bowls are vibrational work. And so reflexology is also energetic too, but you can also combine modalities to make things work. I forgot to tell you about myself. As well as being a massage therapist, I've also competed nationally, and I also judge massage competitions. So I've judged at a national level and a state level. Um, so that's a little bit about me and my wheelhouse. I happen to just really love body work because I love what it does for people. A lot of people don't realize massage therapy is like the best partner component of anything, whether you're doing rehab or whether you're doing prehab. Like if you're getting ready to do a surgery, prehabbing before your surgery, making sure you're strong, making sure your tissues have enough circulation, and making sure that you have good movement. Like let's say you get a knee done. If the opposite leg is weak, that's going to be the non-surgical leg. You got to have a leg to stand on, right? And so that's one of those things that I'm into. But also we also want to think about how massage partners with other things. Um, Visual manipulation is a little bit deeper than a belly rub. But have you had your when's the last time you had your tummy massage? And a lot of people would get ready to do fast and they'll do detoxes, but they'll never think about working with their organs or any type of belly work at all. And it's so important that we do that because it preps the body. Also doing it afterwards. We don't think about what good maintenance is. And a lot of people just think about massage when it's just relaxing, or you think that you need it, or when you're just hurting. But doing it all is great maintenance work. You have people who run every day and who won't go in and go get body work. But when you think about it, the body work is maintenance. It helps you recover. And so that's what I do with pro athletes. I actually help them recover. And everyday folks can do it. Pain is not our birthright, but a lot of times we live in pain. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't get a massage because it's so painful. Well, number one, If something's dysfunctional, no matter how gently you touch it, it's going to hurt, because it's the pain is the indicator that something's wrong in that area. But at the same time, you also don't have to be just dug into to get body work. You don't have to create pain for someone to get healthy. So that's a thing. Like, for instance, I have sciatica, and I hate it when people dig an elbow in my behind. It's already hurting. Why not just work through the layers? And it's important to tell your body worker what you want and what you need, but also you need to tell your body worker what's going on with you. Like, let's say somebody with long COVID, I would want to probably work around their diaphragm, and I would want to work along the ribs. But the ribs go from the spine to the sternum. That's a long way for something to go off track. And also, when we start talking about our female parts as women, one of the number one reasons, excuse me, my face is tickling, the air conditioner in my car. Sorry about that. One of the number one reasons why women go into the nursing homes is incontinence. Well, your inner thighs have a great correlation with your pelvic floor. So a lot of times we don't even think about our inner thigh health corresponding to our pelvic floor health. Also, I love to do inner oral work. That is another specialty, but we don't think about jaws, but our jaws are adjacent to our neck, and they also correspond to our upper vertebrae around C2, C3. So those are very important. And also, when you get body work, you shouldn't be getting the same exact massage all the time, because the body is so smart and it evolves very quickly. So you want to change up. Have you ever had a massage in side lying position? Because our bodies are not just linear. We just don't walk forward. We also walk backwards. We also step to the side. We move in circular motions like dancing. We don't think about all those movements and how they keep us safe and keep us on balance. And also, it's the body is so fascinating, just movement itself. Like, when you do things to cross your midline of your body, it actually is a brain connector. So thinking about all these different things and how they work together. And I always tell people, like, massage is like the best supporting cast member ever when it comes to your wellness team. And so, think about that. And also, when you're getting body work, get the front of your body worked. Like, and if your therapist is too afraid to work the front of your body, get another one. Or if that's your favorite massage therapist, substitute in another body work that will do it. And even if you're on a budget, think about getting body work at least seasonally. I do things in seasons. Like, I get facials um at least once a season. So when the seasons change, our skin changes. Um and so do our body needs change. Especially, like, if you live in a state like Michigan that has a lot of different seasons. But remember, if nothing else, you have that 90 minutes is usually a sweet spot for body work, because if you don't go very often, that hour will go by very quickly, and you have to give your therapist time to adapt. And let's see, what else can I talk about? We don't talk about the sacrouteral ligament when it comes to women. So there's the sacrum is that bone that we see that's just above that stack of bones is just above the crack of our behind, and a lot of nerves come out of there. So those nerves feed our reproductive, you know, they also feed our reproductive organs, and they also feed the lower half of our body. But that sacrouteral ligament, our uterus actually attaches in the front of that sacrum, and the front of your body is like, when you're sitting and you're facing someone, that's the front of your body. The back of your body is, if you're sitting down, it's the part sitting in the chair. But we just don't think about that. And a lot of times people's hip flexors are weak and tight, especially if you sit all day. And another thing that we don't do and we need to remember to do is we ladies, baby, high heels are fantastic. They look fantastic. They make our legs pop out, they make the booty tooch. But however, if we're in them all day, we have a problem where our Achilles tendon starts to shorten. And so if you're having trouble putting your feet on the floor flat or you get cramps, that's another thing that 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 will hinder you. And you can't figure out where these cramps are coming from. But I call it the body will look for real estate. So things start going up the chain, how the muscles move. So all the muscles are moving together. So if you're doing an actionable motion, there's an opposing motion. There's always something else helping. So when you move your body, not one thing just moves, several things are always moving. And that's the thing. How do we keep moving? Tell your therapist about all of the activities that you're doing and give them an opportunity to help you with that. And even how our bodies store emotions. It's not that the emotions just sit there and weigh us down. We have emotional posturing. Um, it's a couple of books. The Body Keeps the Score, um, Waking the Tiger, and Feelings Buried Never Die. So those are all about emotion, how the emotions sit in the body, or somatics. And so, let's think about a 1 year old, and let's say this 1 year old has like great verbal skills. Okay, I know this is wild, but just stay with me for a second. And this 1 year old is building a block tower, and this block tower is maybe a foot and a half, and the baby says, "This is the biggest, best block tower I've ever built, and it's the biggest one in the whole wide world." And they're very proud of what they have achieved in that moment. But then you have some adult come over, kick it over, and say, "Hey, that's not big. I'm bigger," and they kick it over. Even though the baby doesn't know how to that no that's doing emotional posturing, but the first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna drop his head and pull and round the shoulders in the front. That's emotional posturing at the simplicity. We hold our bodies in so many different ways. We hold our breath, you know, when we're anxious, we start holding our breath and we're waiting. Or we may like a lot of neck issues come from the posturing of emotionally holding your tongue because you're not saying what you want. And regardless of what you say, the chakras are very real and they're energetic wheelhouses inside the body. So we're never getting away from it. And we need to think about that. How are we walking on this earth? Are you shuffling your feet? Are you dragging your feet? Are you taking time to take real steps? Every last one of those makes a difference, and makes a difference in your dynamic and your vibrancy. Any questions?
I don't know where to begin, but
I
yes,
know,
this
right?
this
I
is
was
so
so
good.
too.
I think I want to
No, whoever
at the
started, just start, and then everybody can just ask the questions. Because I'm like y'all, but I
yeah.
can go last. There was so much, and it was good. Who
I
started?
feel like I want to travel to Michigan to come check you out, get some time with you. But um, you talked about massaging. I think you said the inside of thighs that helps with incontinence. I had never heard that. So is that something that women can do at home on their own if they don't have access to a massage therapist that will do that, or in addition to it? Because I know for me, I'm 58 and I'm like, I don't want that issue ever.
Never be afraid. I say this, never be afraid to touch yourself.
Uh,
Yes.
Let's make it a ritual. Make it a habitual ritual. When you rub some lotion on, decide how you want to put it on. You is it gonna be sensual and feel good? And you can do it therapeutically. Why not massage your own inside of your thighs? Why not? And do it all the way to your knee because those muscles run from your pelvis all the way to your knee.
And you know that that's such a good point because I've gotten to the point where I'm I've noticed that I rush more in the morning, so I'm like, let me hurry up and just put this lotion on. Now I definitely I do massage my breast because I want to be, very mindful and finding never finding anything. So I do that, but I was like, oh man, I'm definitely going to implement this and put some extra time on my morning routines and evening routines because that is something that's really important. And it definitely, I've seen it how it definitely it alters lifestyles completely, like, for women who end up having that issue. So I think this definitely is great. And there was another thing, I can't think of it right now, Enid, but I'll let somebody else go. But if
Mhm.
my other question comes up or comment, I will, yeah, I'll jump in. But thank you so much. This is
Yeah.
great.
And thank you for your question because you mentioned something that I forgot to mention. Women have beautiful things called breasts. And
Hmm.
so many times we don't get our pecs massaged. Getting a pec massage is different than getting a breast massage. So 2 to 3 fingers from your collarbone, you're in to your pecs, and your pecs go from our sternum. And so we can massage down our sternums, and there actually is a cache of lymph nodes there. So while you're massaging your breast, feel your pecs, and our pecs go all the way underneath our arm, and they're going this way. So that's another thing that we can do. So a lot of times our shoulders were hurt because the trigger point is actually in our pecs, and our pecs are actually part of our shoulder girdle. Great question. Thank you.
Can y'all hear me?
This is so good, man. Okay, any who?
Can y'all
Yes.
hear me? Okay, that's me. It's Tasha.
I can hear who's talking.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a question per se, but more so insight. So I want to say, in it, like everything that you're saying is on point for me. I am double postpartum, meaning I had two babies back to back. They're like 18 months apart, and I started feeling like all these different things in my pelvic floor, and like, pretty much all the spots that you talked about. And intuitively, I was like, because I'm also a sensual woman as well. So I was like, okay, something's off, something's not right. The ribs, like I think I've everything being connected is so important. One thing that I learned too is everything from the pelvic floor all the way up to the ribs, all of that's connected. Like I think they call it the pelvic bowl. So it's like when I was experiencing it, and I still am. Like the last child I had, she just turned 2, and my body is still like we still need some body work. Even with the belly, like I had did some physical therapy for a while, specifically for the pelvic floor, and she was like, you got some what do you call it, fascia that's there, and you got to kind of move it around because it was starting to affect my bladder. And not in like a way where I was leaking or anything like that, but I could feel like that urge. And she's like, "Yeah, you got to move this area." And I realized that I wasn't, I really wasn't nurturing that part of myself because I was still experiencing some body dysmorphia. So I was just not touching it at all. And so now I kind of like, I'll touch it, I'll grab it, I'll, smack it around a little bit, rub it, whatever I feel, honestly, because my kids, they love doing that. My toddlers, they love doing that. To kind of like wake that space up because I was realizing like if I'm not touching this part of myself, it's almost like it kind of hardens and it gets restrictive, and I can feel that very very deep, especially with me still having ab separation. My ribs, like the other when you were talking about the chest, like the pecs, the other day, a couple days ago, I was like, why am I having such a hard time? Like my breathing, I was getting winded more. I didn't know what was going on, and so I was just like, let me slow down, let me tap into my body, let me figure out why I'm feeling this way. And I was like, you know what? I was doing some lifting, some strength training, and I wasn't really like relaxing that part of my body. So it was kind of like hardening up. So I just wanted to say like you're hitting on all cylinders for me. The massages, like I've been making sure that I put in my self care. Like I got to get a massage at least once a month, twice a month if I'm lucky, but
body work has been such a huge need for me, to the point where when I got my massage the last time, as soon as that lady touched me, I just started crying, and I was like, what is going on with me? Like, why am I just instantly having this reaction? I said, oh, it's still some things in my tissues that need to be released in this way. And at that time I was having a lot of rib pain, and so I told her, I said, I want you to work on my hips and my back and my legs, but I'm having rib problems. And she almost immediately went, she was like, I'm gonna start on your ribs. So she started on my ribs. She did all kinds of stuff. And by the time I got off that table, I felt so much better. So I say all that to say, yes, all those things are very important. And I'm 36 going on 37, and I'm just like, look, I'm trying to be preventative because I don't want my body to feel like this as I continue to get older. So, yep.
Yeah. And you know what? Continue moving. You're doing all the right things. Remember to take your arms and raise them above your head. We do not do that enough. And
So
and
true.
um and the pelvic ball is the very bottom of our pelvis, but part of our pelvic sling is the part of our glutes. So if you're lying down on the bed, and I call it and this is graphic so that you can remember it, but it's the booty meat when you're laying on your back that you can see.
Oh
Rubbing that
yes.
part right in there is really good. Like those nerves connect to our digestive system. They connect. They connect to a lot of stuff. But anyway, piriformis and glute max actually help to make up part of our pelvic sling, which supports our pelvic floor. And I love what you said, and because you're right, our core actually goes from our pelvis to the bottom of our ribs. And so that's how our abs attach. So doing something like belly dancing is amazing. Belly dancing is one of the few exercises that is created for women. And we used to get in, we used to get in community and we would dance together. So try belly dancing. And belly dancing brings a lot of joy. Get yourself a coin belt and get to shaking it and getting to move it around. But those movements, but those circular motions actually like for a young girl who's prepubescent, it prepares her womb and it prepares her menses. For women who are of ovulation age, it helps their body and it helps to circulate and it helps before and after a baby, because you can belly dance even when you're pregnant. And even if you're post ovulation, belly dancing is so good to you because it helps to provide circulation in that area. Even if you have had to surrender your womb in something called a hysterectomy, keeping those movements is still very important, because all that movement there keeps that there, because we're using all of our abdominals at the same time, and we're using our back muscles because the abdominals help to support the back and the back helps to support your abs, vice versa. And so, like, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I just have bad posture. I think if they just hold their shoulders back and walk like this with their chest all stuck out, that's going to help. No, good good muscle is relaxed when it's at rest. And if your body cannot go back into posture, you got to go get some help. But if your abs are tight, you cannot stand up straight because it's going to pull you forward. If they're weak, it's going to be hard to straighten up because it's going to pull you forward. And what's going to happen is those back muscles are going to be overstretched and weak.
That is
So,
That is
so
such a
true.
that's
Yep.
so
yep.
amazing.
So remember, so remember to also bend, because a lot of people bend over and touch their toes, but not many people will put their arms up in the air, tilt their head back, put their chin up, and let their head hang back, and feel that stretch in your pelvis. And a lot of therapists, I call it fear of a p word. And we're ladies on here, so I'm gonna give it. I like to give graphic stuff, and so I feel like I'm in safe company, so I can say this. But you know, men have beautiful appendages called penises. You know, if your therapist drapes properly, which is your therapist's job to drape properly at all times because it's secure for the client. But whether it's penises, panani, psoas which begins with a P, it's spelled PSOAS, which is one of the long muscles in our body. But that psoas muscle overlaps with trapezius on two vertebra, and but it goes down, and it's the only muscle that connects our spine to our leg
Mm.
and all of that stuff. And psoas, the kidneys ride the rails of psoas, and then and it massages the kidneys, and then it continues on to provide a shelf for our intestines, our bladder, and our reproductive organs. That's important. And then it connects at the very top of our thigh, inside the top of the crook of the femur, that the head there. But it connects on the femur. It connects on the shaft of the femur, but just behind the head. So that's how come I strongly encourage you getting a sideline massage, because you have like a lot of people who would dig straight down your body, but when you're on your side, everything goes slack, and it's a great way to grab the pelvis. And it also turns the only muscles that line our pelvis, called iliacus, it's actually a churn, which is why they call it iliopsoas. So how the muscle comes down and connects and catches that one muscle. So, but belly dancing is a great way to do that. Right, raising your arms above your head, and especially like if you're a desk warrior, raising your arms above your head several times a day. So many of us do not raise our hands, and if you're a desk warrior, um, for at least 60 seconds for every time for every hour that you're at your desk makes a big difference. So if you just raise your arms now, you can feel the difference in your body. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That is so true. I'm a former belly dancer too, so I know everything you saying is so true. It's actually something I'm getting back into. I'm so glad you brought up the piriformis, because that's actually where I have a lot. I've had a lot of issues since having my first son 7 years ago, and it's something that I've had to really focus on. And then I started learning more about, like, when I tell you, when I was in I was in the physical therapy office studying all of the different parts of the anatomy, like, oh, that's my psoas, oh, that's my piriformis, oh, that's was like that
Good
mind body
job.
connection. I was like, I gotta figure out how to balance all of that, because I do have like that mild sciatica, because that muscle tightens up and causes pain. So yeah, it's I'm glad that you're talking about all these things. This is great
Yeah, try
confirmation for
try a
me.
side
Yeah.
lion, try a side
Okay.
lion massage, because also because piriformis is one of what they call the deep six muscles. And so
Okay.
just because our bums are nice and round, we have more muscles than the glutes. And the reason why they're
Yes.
called the glutes are a group. So you have glute medius, glute minimus, and glute maximus. So we see glute maximus as the big muscle, but glute medius is the one that actually helps with balance.
mm.
And so it it lets us tilt our pelvis from side to side. But glute minimus works with TFL, which is tensor fasciae lata. And so that turns that IT band, or it pulls that IT band, which is right in the very front of her pelvis. And so all those muscles work together. And so, yeah, definitely massage yourself and massage down the front of your thighs. Like, get acquainted and fall in love with yourself. You know,
Mm.
and as you start massaging your thighs, after you massage long enough, and you don't have to be hard, you'll start to feel those layers separated, like good muscles glides over each other, and it's delicious. Like when you start to feel how your body moves, love on it, and do find a therapist that is going to love on you. Like, no, I have a conversation on my table. We have no bad body parts, only ones that need more love. I love that it was spoken about body dysmorphia, because you have people coming in saying, "Oh my God, I hate this. I hate my elbow so much. I just want to cut it off." Why? Why do you hate that elbow? That your body knows that you're sending that ugly energy. Why not say it's a love elbow, and start sending it love, and start sending it blessings, and start blessing it. Louise Hay has a book, Love Your Body, and it has like these amazing affirmations to love your body. And when you're out of line energetically, how these things can take root. Like I sprained my ankle back in December, but prior to that, I was grieving, and I also got pneumonia. But guess what? The love of my life died suddenly, and the rug was pulled from under me, and I'm rebuilding life. Ankles are about foundation. Got pneumonia. That was about grief. I was in denial that I was still grieving. But why not? I mean, why not look at those moments that are uncomfortable and say, hey, what is my body telling me? And thanking your body and saying thank you, body, and thanking Holy Spirit or whomever your higher self is, that you are this beautiful goddess representation on this earth, and that this is our temple, and that we take care of her, and to be thankful for the signals, and how the signals are telling us how to divinely align in life.
Ooh, so much good stuff here. But
Uh,
already in my mind, I'm like, I need a quarterly visit to you. I'm not that far. I'm in
That part.
Chicago.
You're in Chicago?
But yes, I'm in Chicago. I'm like,
Oh, I
man,
come to Chicago.
oh
Yeah,
slay. We're gonna have to connect.
I hang out in Chicago.
Yeah, it was there, and it's so interesting too. I've gotten in the habit of seeing that, like if something aches or hurt, I said, "Ooh, you need a little bit more love and attention." And my used to be trainer, I still get my juice from him. He's like, "What'd you say?" I said, "My back needs some love and attention." I
Yes,
try to get out of the habit of saying, "Ooh, this hurt. Oh, this feels so bad." It's like, "Ooh, you need a little bit of love and attention," and it definitely makes a difference. I think mentally and how I feel and emotionally, it's not like, oh my God, my body hurts. It's just like, oh, I need to do something extra to tend to what's going on back there. So, yeah, this has been great. Thank you so much for all of this. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going to start massaging these thighs.
do massage your thighs, massage your glutes, massage your chest, massage all of it. Make it a good time. It's your body. Touch it, and if you got somebody touching it, tell them how you want to touch.
That's right.
All right,
um,
all right.
I,
Thank you. Did anybody else have a question or wanted to ask something to
I,
Ingrid?
I wanted to say thank you so much. I've tried to explain to people what body work is, and I'm happy that you brought up about if you're so tense, no matter how you're touched, it's going to be painful. Because a lot of people think, oh, it's supposed to be fine, and a lot of times we get so comfortable with our massage therapist that we don't want to substitute something in, and you just hit so many points. Because I was at a point I had to substitute body work in. I've been sending my sons, and he helped me release so much trauma that made me a more central back to being more feminine like I was before, because I had been in this whole masculine role for so long. It was so painful, and we worked on so much. And afterwards, he used tuning forks to bring me back into
Mm,
balance.
Nice.
But it was a lot going on, and even talking about how did I have certain things going on with my body because of rejection that I may have felt. So I think that we don't think about that with body work, and it's so great to hear a woman doing it, because where I'm from, I've just seen men doing it, and then the women are doing regular deep tissue. And I'm sure I would feel more comfortable. And I was like, oh, where's she at? And I heard somebody say Michigan. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I can still have the opportunity, because also you brought up about at times it does not have to create pain. And I've never seen anybody say that before that was doing, it's always about, oh, it's going to be painful, and that was great for you to say that there are so many layers to actually body work also. And as I'm aging, he did show me how my legs were not getting the blood flow that was needed. Like, he was very informational as he was doing it, and very respectful. And I see how it's such an anti-aging thing if done correctly, and to show how this is how your body is actually supposed to go. So thank you so much.
Yes, continue loving yourself and let people love on you. And I love that Dr. Masaru Emoto, I'm trying to remember his book, but he talks about how the emotions of water is what he talks about. And he does the rice experiment. And he talks about praying over your food. He does the rice experiment, and you can look it up on YouTube. And when you think about, we're mostly water, the emotions that's around us and the emotions that we have within ourselves and the words we speak over ourselves. Speak love over yourself and make sure the people around you speak love and helpful things around you. Trust knows. Trust is my good friend. And Trust knows. I'm like, you can't be talking about my girlfriend.
That's true.
Right.
And that's one of the things I was gonna say because I've had several massages. Man, that's one of the things I do miss from Michigan. I've had several massages by Enid, and man, if y'all can get one, she does a hell of a job. I can say that. Um,
Thank you.
but it just kind of, and I think before I ever got one from her, I remember when I ran my first half a marathon. Man, my legs and stuff were so sore, and the massage when she talked about it helps to like eliminate a lot of that kind of stuff. But also, when I think about some of the things she talked about, like massaging your belly, I'm like, okay, I need to get back into that. I need to get into my legs. Since I don't move around, I'm at a desk a lot and I don't work out as much as I used to. I can see the difference. Like I went walking for like maybe last month, and I walked like 100 miles. And you think, okay, is that affecting me? It did. I really felt so much better than when I didn't do anything. And so just some of the things that I can do that you talked about. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to find somebody and I'm gonna have to start going. One of the things one of my other friends used to do, she used to go on okay, what is that where you could go and you could get discounts on like massages or all kind of different things. I'm trying to think of the name of it. But she would
Groupon.
go Groupon and find right, and she would just get different things. So for someone who might say, "Hey," and I'm not saying don't check that person out. Ask them questions and things to make sure they know what they're doing. But I'm using that to say sometimes if it's about money, we can always maybe find someone who can give you that massage. And one of the things, like I said, when I was in Michigan, I only went to you, but dang, I just miss it so much. I'm listening to everything, and I'm like, dang, that's what I'm missing. That's one of the
And
things
go
I
to a
really want to
massage
do.
school. That's another way of doing your budget.
Okay.
I go get a facial at the Aveda school.
I used to go every week during lunch hour to get a 30-minute massage with the students.
Love it.
Oh
Yes.
wow. Okay, so I mean that's a good. So thank you for telling telling everybody about that. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I feel like this is a good way to segue to Coach K, so we can talk about a little bit. Because we talked about food, we talked about mindfulness, we talked about tapping, and then we talked about body massage, and now we're kind of going over. So I feel like we're coming full circle. So Coach K, tell us a little bit about you. Hey, Sarita.
So I am Coach K. I'm a life coach and a birth worker. I came into Yoni Sting practice when I was going along my own healing journey. Because as it's been mentioned already, the body does keep the score. Our body holds a lot of trauma, a lot of unexpressed emotions and pains that we hold within our womb. And I started using Yoni Sting to help me with my menstruation. And then I have this perimenopause thing going on. So it's been very helpful to me in that regard. So I'm a big proponent of healing of all women, but especially of women that look like us. The name of my business is My Reflection Doula Services. I named it that because I feel like everyone I come in contact with is a reflection of me in some way or another. We reflect back to each other and learn from each other in that retrospect. Um, Yep, that's about it about me. Real big into healing, really big into healing yourself and being your best authentic self authentic self and doing the best you can be in your authentic energy. But I do want to double back because I did have some questions for you about the stretching. So I do have the tightness in my thighs, and and sometimes it is hard, like to stand up.
Hmm.
So that was very good information that you've given us as we're aging, because movement is really key to be able to walk, urinate, and to have a fulfilling sexual life, because all that goes together. Sex is very important. And if you can't get your thighs and your legs
Very.
to get back support, you ain't be able to do too much.
Yeah. You can do supportive yoga, where you use
Okay.
cushions and bolsters. You can even stuff your own pillows, or you can buy the pillows. But doing supportive yoga position is a great way for stretch.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This is good.
So a lot of times when we're doing yoga and when we're stretching, we try to force ourselves in a position, but you're supposed to be relaxing into the positioning, and your body will gradually open up. Because what happens is when we force our bodies, we'll get tighter and tighter and tighter. But then once we relax, it'll open up, and then you can move a little bit more.
Okay. Okay. Um, but also back to the yoni steaming part, it was very important too. It was mentioned too about us being patient with ourselves, just taking our time and rubbing ourselves. And two, that struck me because I know a lot of times as women, we're waiting for a man or a partner to come do things for us that we don't yet do for ourselves. So it's very important to take time with yourself and love on yourself as much as you can. And with the practice of yoni steaming, it's helped me with hemorrhoids. I can sit on the pot when those hemorrhoids come out, and
Come
within
on.
24, 48 hours, they dissipated. And also with the menstrual cycle, balancing the hormones, I was having an issue with before my cycle would start all the way before you would see the red menses. It would be the old blood discharge that would come out. So I got on a
Mhm.
regimen with my um, practitioner where I steamed a couple days a week for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes to clear that up. And probably by the next cycle, after a month of doing it, it all cleared up. And you can do it for fibroids. You can do it for well, really any type of hormonal imbalance that you may experience. And it's also a way to just take time for yourself because we're always doing something for somebody else. And it's very relaxing to just sit on that warm steam, collect yourself, and connect back to yourself for inner healing for you.
Thank you for that. I am a certified certified um, practitioner, yoni practitioner as well, and I know that Bianca has had several sitting on the pots, and I used to sit down on the pot for myself as well as do them for other people, and then we do have a lot of benefits. I remember one of the first times I had one, a 50-year wound popped up and came out. I was able to release it. I wasn't thinking
Mhm.
about it, but it popped up on the pot
Wow.
and I was able to release it. So there is a lot of, because one of the things, hey Tosh, I was gonna say, can you let Rachel back in? So one of the things that even before, so y'all have this thing that sometimes I just know. I don't know how to tell y'all no, but so I'll do things I just know. It'll just feel right and I'll do it. So I knew someone that did it, and I invited 15 women and got them together in Michigan and had that person come from where they lived in another state to do all of us. And so all of everybody was like having these major breakthroughs. I think Ina was there that time too. So they was having all these major breakthroughs around different things just by sitting on the pot. So sitting on the pot has a lot of health benefits, including um, stress, releasing trauma. But like you said, it also is good for the body. It's good for for our opening us up, cleansing us, and a lot of other
And connecting to yourself, because
benefits.
a lot of times we
Yeah,
don't take time to listen to ourselves. It helps us connect back to that womb space. If we take time with ourselves and really tap into ourselves, the body speaks because it's going to tell you. Like you said, like sometimes you just do things that's you being connected to yourself.
yeah. So Um, anybody have any questions for Miss Coach K? And if anybody in the audience has any questions or want to say anything, Tasha will let us know because we may not see it, and she can answer the questions.
Do
And
you have
again,
a
everybody, I apologize. I'm so sorry. Again, for those that don't know, something happened and I'm not able to be seen. I can't figure it out. So go ahead. Who had a question?
I wanted to ask, do you have a certain pot that you refer people to use? Because I have herbs and I just haven't used them yet.
So
You can Miss K can
For
Coach K can
steam,
answer
I'm
that, but
sorry.
yeah, yes, ma'am. I got a pot that had a glass lid from Walmart or some no Amazon at that time, and it just had a dial on it. And when I put
Well,
holy
I
water in
was
my
wondering, did Coach K, I think,
oh, okay, go
yeah.
ahead. Did you
okay,
have a pot?
so I got my pot made. I got my steam sauna made, but what I did at first was real simple. My practitioner said, "Listen, go to Marshalls, get you a stainless steel pot, and get you a little burner from Walmart that's $10 or $12, and compass yourself with a towel, sit over it. Originally, you could put it on the toilet if it fits. Just sit in the toilet part, the bowl, the
Right.
seat. Get you a
Mm-hmm.
sheet, wrap it around you, and that's it. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money on it. But eventually, I did get one made for myself.
And see, I was thinking about doing that. I was like, let me just go to the store, get any pot and get and put it in the toilet bowl.
Not any pot. You want a stainless steel,
Well,
something that's
okay,
not
and
going to rust
that's
on
why I was like,
you. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm thankful you told me that because I was like,
yeah.
let me get a pot. So that's what I'll do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm glad for yoni steaming.
Yeah,
And
thanks,
like
because
sometimes
mine
I'll
was
even
stainless
yoni
steel
say
as well.
I will even yoni sage and for alignment, why not? Why not? It's our root chakra. And so that's sitting on the pot stimulates that root chakra. And not enough time do we take time for that place in sacredness. And so thank you for being available, Coach K.
No problem. It's a love and a joy. And also, hey, Michelle, she asked me to speak on my birth work considering reproductive laws. So I know we have to be kind of careful with it, but you are able to use the yoni steam for fertility or non fertility purposes. But for all things with the yoni steam in that nature, you should really be under a practitioner's guide and not try to do these things on your own.
Mm.
But this has been great.
So good. So good.
Anybody else have any more questions for Coach K? Yeah, I really absolutely love. I haven't done one in a while, but it makes me think about like, yeah, maybe tell us a little bit about where you get your herbs. I know that Rachel told me about a place she knows about. I know that Tiffany has a place she gets hers. And then where do you get yours?
I get mine from a practitioner, Mystic Mama.
Okay.
I order them straight from her.
And Rachel, you want to say where you get yours from so they can have options?
I have only used her teas. I haven't used the herbs for steaming, but the Goddess
Oh,
collection,
okay.
she is in New Orleans. I'm from
Me
Louisiana.
too.
And
Hmm.
so I've gotten them from her. And I know that the teas have helped me so much because I was having some inflammation problems. And it really has assisted me so much.
Crystal, Alkaline Doula.
Yes.
Mhm.
And also with her teas, I learned from her also when you those teas, you can also do a yoni steam with those as well, or foot soaks.
Okay. I have the teas that are it's I guess for drinking, but I also have the one that she has for yoni steaming too, and that's the one I need to get a pot for.
Well, right. So what we learned from her was even though with the like the blood purifier and that nature, you can still you can steam with those as well because it's going right up
Okay.
into the body.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's kind of how it is for a lot of the teas. When I used to, the person I used to get them
Right.
from, yeah, there was one or two you couldn't drink, but the rest of them you could. And Tiffany, I don't know if you have where you go if you get the herbs for steaming or, like there's some women that make their own or know how, and
Oh yeah.
you have a person that where you can get different herbs from. And what was your person?
That's Melissa with Revelation in Nature. I've just done her teas for drinking, but I know that I mean she's got so many of them, and like you just told me though that you can use those for steaming as well. So I didn't know that you could use some of the drinking ones for steaming. So I'm definitely
Yes.
going to look into that for sure. Yeah, that's Revelation in
Yeah,
Nature.
because some complain about the taste, so they prefer, so she like stop crying about the taste, and just get it in. Yeah,
Right.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't
All
mind the
right.
taste.
No, I didn't eat. I haven't
you're a
either. I
big
think
girl.
I've been doing that
Right. If it
for
gets the job done, I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
When I saw my feet come back to the regular size, I didn't care about how it tasted. It
Okay.
was doing what I
and
needed
so
done.
Right.
Yeah.
what tea did you use for that? I've had some inflammation in my feet. What
She
tea?
did
Like what's good in health
inflammation.
and wellness?
She has one that's inflammation ease, but the one that's wet, um, it really helps everything,
Okay.
everything. Uh, but that's the one I feel like does the most for inflammation, and it also keeps you wet in all places,
All the
Mm.
places.
All
all
Yes.
the
right. Which
places.
I don't have
So if
too
you
much
hit,
wet time, but it won't hurt to
okay,
it won't hurt to be a little bit wetter. I know
okay,
for
wet,
And you
sure.
wet.
know what? I felt more central. And when I looked in the mirror, I could see a difference. You know how you could just see a difference in yourself? I add
Mm-hmm.
wet
The
to
glow
blood
up.
purify. I add wet when it's for liver. Whatever I'm doing with her,
Okay,
I make sure I add
you're gonna be
wet
wet.
to it.
Okay,
That's what
let
I'm
me order
supposed
my
to
wet
be.
wet.
Girl,
Let me
all the
order me
way till I
some.
leave. Look, all the way till I transition, I'm gonna have wet, okay? Even at,
Okay,
at
all
they're
right.
gonna be like, what happened? Something dripping from the casket.
Wet, wet.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
She
Wait, who we
drowned in her
ordering
own
from?
water.
Wait. But who are we ordering wet from?
Crystal, the
Yeah.
alkaline
Yeah,
guru. It's
we
called
did.
the Goddess Collection.
Wait, let's see.
What's her
Alkaline
name?
Lula.
The
Crystal, the
Pastor,
alkaline
can
guru.
we
alkaline
put
guru.
it in the chat?
Okay.
Let me hold
Oh yeah,
on.
put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Cause I'm taking pictures of the chat. I think I had two of the books already, but I was like, oh, I don't have that other one. So yes,
Coach
chat
K
would be
and
great.
Oh yeah,
Tiffany,
we
you
can put it
can
in the
too.
chat. Yeah.
Let
Any of
me
you ladies
I'm
find
gonna
can
get
it.
these
drop it in the
thighs together
chat.
and get me some wet wet. Cause ain't no need having
I
wet
do.
wet and can't use these thighs, baby. Okay. And this
And
back real
listen,
good.
tell whoever you with, they better be ready here.
Okay, let's get it.
And I mean that.
I'm
I
serious. You
mean
got
that.
somebody for me? You got somebody to introduce me to? It's a dry land over here. Wet wet.
I know,
Well,
right?
listen, I I'll be on the lookout for you. We gonna manifest that. We gonna manifest to be
Okay,
sure.
yes. We're gonna touch and agree.
Yes. What
It
you
can happen soon. Look, look, look. It can happen sooner than you think, even if they 17 years younger than you.
Hey.
listen?
I be running.
I'm not
They
upset
gonna
about
try
the
that.
age, long as you get it done.
Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Girl, wait a minute. Look, look. I want to say maybe a little anxiety around, and I decided, fuck it. Like, it don't take nothing to be friends, and let's just see what happens. Like, I get that, they have these ideas about it's got to be this way, this way, this way, and I'm look like
Yep.
where has that gotten me? So,
Nowhere.
Exactly.
Dry,
Right.
dry. Yes.
well,
Or
Coach,
having to use
well,
something else for the
Coach
wet.
K
Okay.
always have a line, dry, dry in terms of being a desert over here. But I am grateful. I still get wet, wet. But I'm gonna try what she said to see how much more wetter I can get.
I think that we need to be more open minded because when
Baby,
we're
I'm about to go over there. When we
manifesting,
get off of this, I'm going to order.
right, but
That's
when we're
right. I'm
manifesting,
already
we're
on it.
Okay,
saying we want
Wait a minute,
someone to
Serene.
come in and do things. If you leave out the age, the universe, God, whoever you serve, gonna send the
The
person.
right person for you.
Exactly.
Um,
Okay, do we have a
So
link? I see there's,
we have a
there we
question. Hold
go.
on one
Got it.
second. Rachel, hold on one second. I want to hear what you got to say. But Donna, I don't want to miss a question and it go up too far. She said, "Do you all know what herbs are inside the blends?" So what I wanted to say to her, when whoever she reaches out to, because you all dropped in some names, I wish all of y'all would drop in your names, and then they can choose who they want and ask that person. Because if that person should be able to tell them, like we really may not know, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But the
on
person that they
Crystal's
go to.
website. She tells you, usually the two main ingredients, and I've been able to look those up.
Okay, okay, and okay. So yeah,
But
I'm
now
sorry. I
Mystic
didn't mean to be
Mama,
rude. I just wanted to get that for her.
but now
And
Mystic
Sarita
Mama,
said
hers is
links.
labeled out on the package. I can't get on the. I couldn't sign into it. I'm sorry.
Into
You
what?
couldn't sign into what?
The
The
chat,
link.
the chat.
Oh, I'm so
I couldn't join
sorry.
the chat.
I don't know what
It said
happened.
something was wrong with it. Yeah, I don't. It was on my end. It said Google couldn't let me in.
I can't
Okay, okay.
do anything on the
So if it's
comments, but I
anything you want
see I
us
could do the
to,
chat.
yeah, if it's
But I'll
anything that
add
you
it on
want
your
us to
group.
put in,
I'll
you
go into
can.
Facebook.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
All right, ladies, this has been a wild time, and it's been good because sisterhood is very important. It is so
Very
important,
important.
so important.
Coach K, where are you located right now?
I'm in Metro Atlanta.
Oh, I'm in Atlanta too. So we'll have to connect at for that
So y'all
manifestation.
both can
Okay,
get wet,
yes.
wet.
Yes. And maybe she can introduce me to somebody. 17
Exactly.
young years younger.
That's what that's the part I'm talking about.
But girl, yes.
Yes, wet, wet.
Wet, wet.
She's gonna
Oh,
have a
but
lot of people on her website leaving reviews.
I see
Okay,
them.
right.
I was kind of scared because I don't have nobody to be wet, wet, wet. So I'm like, ain't no need to get yourself going. You know, you ain't got nowhere to go.
but you
Why
know what?
not?
Yes, it is because it helps, you know. And then sometimes, so we women and we talk about all this stuff all the time. Self pleasure. So it's even working for you and
Yep.
because and this is I don't listen to a lot of what Dr. Said, but this I believe has always been true. You don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly.
So
Amen. My
use it,
doctor tell me that all
even
the
when
time.
it's
That's so
with your
true.
own
So
self. If you
true.
got to use your own hands, your toys, whatever,
Yes.
just make sure you get. If you believe in that, some people if you don't, that's fine. But I mean,
Girl,
for
I do,
those
but
that
trust
do
her.
get, huh?
Trust I do, but I need the dick. I need something to back that
We
thing up. That's a
understand, but
while.
if
You know what
you
I'm
ain't
But
saying?
getting none, no, no,
but
no.
Coach
But we're
K,
saying
I
if you're
know I
not
hit a
getting
just
yeah,
Okay,
none,
I'm
I
with
hit
you.
it.
look,
I'm
When
with
I
look,
you.
get it,
Coach
I hit
K,
it.
Yeah.
But I need extra. I need the ooh.
we
Coach
all
K.
want that. I'm just speaking
Just
to the
like
You
ladies
just
they
out
you
there
just
say,
who
feel
feel
build
like
it
okay.
and they
I ain't
will
gonna do
come.
no,
nothing.
I'm
Get the
fulfilled.
tea and they will come.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get
Okay.
the tea, Rachel.
You know, just like the
Yeah.
big boxes they build and then people go, just get the tea and
Okay.
be ready and you're
Okay.
gonna
Girl, I'm
get
gonna
it.
order me some tea too,
Okay.
though. I'm gonna order me some tea.
I
Yeah.
promise.
Yes.
I promise.
Yes.
I promise them. I'm telling you. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. We're
Okay.
gonna report back. We're gonna have a
We
reconvening
all
and we're
gonna
gonna report
report
back.
back. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we definitely need to do that. We definitely need to have another one like, hey, even if we meet off screen, like, hey, how did it
Yes.
work,
Right.
How'd it work?
ladies?
What
Yes.
happened?
Okay,
Yes. Okay.
okay.
I'm down.
Does everybody or has everybody already put their information for people to find them in the chat?
You know they can okay, you could do that, and that's a good way to segue out. So everybody can put it in the chat, but you also can tell it because or put it on Facebook. So let's
Oh,
just
okay.
start with Tiffany, you started. We'll go in the order that we started.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can reach me at 909 You can text or call there for any information that you need, or you can reach out to me via email at Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine.com or at gmail.com. Excuse me.
All right, who's next?
I'll go. You can reach me at myreflectionsdoulaservices.com and I'm on Facebook under Teresa Ingram.
Okay. And Enid.
I can be reached at Because Her Hands Care on Facebook,
Okay.
and I
And
can be reached on
go
LinkedIn.
ahead. You know, people don't talk about LinkedIn much, but that's a good place.
I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, it is.
Tasha, you do have your own. Tasha, you there? You want to tell them where you are, what you do? Okay, maybe she's not there. Okay, go ahead, Rachel.
I am on only on Facebook, and it's under Rachel Ricksager. I am building out my website right now.
Okay.
And
What's
Trustor
the
has
And
website,
me
Rachel?
tagged in something already. So that if you go to her page for today, you'll see my name.
Awesome.
also, I want to thank Rachel, who is the co-host today, and I'm trying to talk into me moving forward. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I want to really tell you thank you for your contribution. We really appreciate you, and I actually appreciate all you women here today. Um, but I'm grateful that I'm gonna kind of telling you a little bit. We got Rachel out of her shell because she does really well, and she speaks so eloquently. And she said things that I hadn't even thought about. So thank you, and I also want to thank my VA, which is Tasha, and of course Bianca. At least introduce yourself. One of my best sisters out here, and she always support me. But go ahead.
Hey, ladies. My name is Bianca, and I just love trust. I'm always here to support, and I love learning new things and things and adding to what I already do. So, yes, thank you guys. Have been a joy.
Tell me your motto.
Oh, yes, fabulous by intention. Always, it is intentionally to be fabulous in everything that I do.
Love
All right,
it.
and my information will be put in the chat box. So if you want to connect with me,
Did we lose Kristen?
Okay, I think we lost Tressa. I don't know where she went.
Yeah, it looked like it muted her.
oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I hit myself by mistake. So I just want to say really
Uh-oh.
quick. This is the year or the orgasm summit is coming up in October. We have six beautiful women talking about orgasms, but from a space of living an orgasmic life. Sexual orgasms will be a part of it, but you have mental, you have emotional, you have spiritual, you have financial, and you just have the physical body, how we can live our best life. So I
Yep.
just always kind of try to throw that in briefly because sometimes people think only of the sexual orgasms, and we have some beautiful women that's going to be talking about that. That'll be a day and a half. We'll have the afternoon, I mean the evening. Tasha, did you not get a chance to say who you were, and then you can close us out?
Oh, yes. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
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 So I am Tasha Maywell Jones. I am Tressa's moderator and virtual assistant.
On the other side, I'm also an energetic womb healer, a sensuality coach, a freelance writer, copy editor. I do a lot of stuff. So I love this conversation. I think this is so healing for women of all ages to know that all these modalities, all of these things are important to integrate into our lives. So thank you everyone for being here, and we're going to go ahead and go.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a nice
Thank
day.
you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful being such a great part of beautiful you beautiful ladies
It
and
was.
hearing all
Thank
your
you.
information. Thank you.
All right, Rachel, I'm gonna see you on the other side, girl.
Yes, I'm about to message you now. I'm going to find you.
Okay, girl.
All right.
Y'all have a great week. Be safe.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Enjoy y'all.